Tonight, 60 million on alert right now as dangerous storms charge east. Destructive twisters tearing across the Midwest. Homes and businesses ripped apart. Drivers trapped in chest-high floodwaters. Now the East Coast blasted with torrential rains. The flood risk rising. We're tracking it all. Terrifying video of a shootout in Canada. An armed suspect apparently dressed in camo. A police officer killed and a civilian caught in that crossfire. New developments in the Nancy Guthrie case. The chilling claim that was in one of those notes sent to the family. Vice President J.D. Vance flying back from peace talks in Switzerland, saying Iran will allow UN inspectors back in, and how both sides are working to keep the Strait of Hormuz open. Video of a Tesla crashing into a home, killing a woman inside. The driver blames the car's automated driving assist program. The federal investigation just launched. We remember the most powerful financial figure in modern times. Alan Greenspan has died at the age of 100. Dramatic video of a teenager launched from a jet ski after it explodes into flames. Tourists running for cover dodging lava and rocks as a volcano suddenly erupts. Plus, Lionel Messi's historic milestone, the soccer star, breaking an all-time World Cup scoring record.
This is NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas.
And good evening. We do begin tonight with the Northeast being rattled right now by a massive rainmaker, with tens of millions bracing for torrential rains and flash floods. The storm slamming Kentucky on its march east. Look at this flooding today. Cars submerged, rescuers having to trudge through waist-deep water just to get to those people. And in Illinois, a state already recovering from a tornado outbreak. After tornado outbreak, new twisters ripping across the state last night. And we are getting our first look at the extent of the damage. Look at this. This is across the Midwest. Homes and businesses with their roofs torn off, their fronts ripped away. Back in the Northeast, it will be a long and dangerous night, and here's why. 62 million people from Mississippi to New York now under a new threat, and we are tracking it all. We want to start with Emily Ikeda in a very rainy New York City.
Tonight, a dangerous deluge of wind and rain bearing down on tens of millions and pressing eastward. Emergency crews waded through water to evacuate residents as floodwaters rose in this Kentucky neighborhood today.
I take a look to my right, and everybody's car's underwater.
The deadly stretch of storms lighting up the sky and spawning massive tornadoes. Holy cow. In Indiana, calls flooded Evansville police and fire overnight, where storefronts were peeled off and neighborhoods clobbered. Daylight revealing the extent of the damage.
Very violent, very, very violent.
2 people died in Jefferson County after a barrage of suspected tornadoes tore through Illinois Sunday.
Oh my God.
Massive funnels caught on camera and seen throwing debris. The state has nearly 200 tornado reports so far in 2026, breaking its annual record just halfway through the year. Across the Northeast, there are concerns for flash flooding, with the potential for 1 to 2 inches of rain an hour. The sweeping storm threat not over yet.
And Emily Ikeda joins us now live. Emily, we can see those storm clouds rolling in there just behind you.
Yeah, Tom, that's right. You can see how the storms are obscuring the George Washington Bridge behind me, making for a messy evening commute for much of the Northeast. The weather also proving problematic for major airports, causing ground stops and delays from D.C. all the way up to Boston, Tom.
Okay, Emily Ikeda leading us off tonight. Emily, thank you. Now to that deadly shooting spree playing out on camera. A gunman opening fire on police officers and civilians in Montreal, Canada. Aaron McLaughlin has this video, and we do want to warn you, some of it is graphic.
Tonight, chilling footage shows the dramatic final moments when a gunman opened fire on police and bystanders in Montreal.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
The video's so graphic, we cannot show you most of it. You see an officer shot, another officer crouching for cover, gun drawn, as shots ring out. In a separate video, you hear a terrified eyewitness.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
You see a bystander drop to the ground, the body of the police officer nearby. What appears to be the suspect, wearing camouflage and armed with a rifle, rushes toward the other officer. The suspect eventually shot dead. Montreal police say officers had responded to a 911 call of shots fired and a gun protruding from the window of a hotel. Officials say the suspect opened fire on police when they arrived. They say an officer and bystander were killed. Eyewitness Heidi Doctor's 2 kids were getting a haircut nearby.
Nauseous. I mean, knowing that my son literally was on his scooter on that street with no protection other than a helmet and was minutes from when the shootings took place, I haven't processed it yet.
Police have yet to release the names of the victims. Tonight, Canada's second largest city reeling. Aaron McLaughlin, NBC News.
We have some new reporting tonight of the search for Nancy Guthrie, who was abducted from her home nearly 5 months ago. NBC News has new details on one of the messages received by someone claiming to have taken her, suggesting she may no longer be alive. Here's Liz Kreutz.
Tonight, for the first time, NBC News is reporting new details about one of 2 notes sent to media outlets regarding Nancy Guthrie's abduction. According to 3 people familiar with the matter, the second note indicated the 84-year-old had died. It did not contain an apology or any request for payment for the release of her body. After that note was sent, Savannah and her siblings posted this message.
We received your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
That note was sent just days after media outlets received an alleged ransom note saying Nancy was safe and demanding cryptocurrency in exchange for her release. Investigators involved in the case believe the notes are potentially credible, a sentiment shared by Savannah.
There are a lot of different notes, I think, that came, and I think most of them, it's my understanding, are not real. I believe the 2 notes that we received, that we responded to, I tend to believe those are real.
Months later, investigators are still trying to identify this masked man seen on Nancy's Nest camera the night she was taken. The Pima County Sheriff's Office says Google, which owns Nest, has retrieved hundreds of other images from cameras around her house, but nothing more showing anything suspicious.
And Liz Kreutz joins us now live in studio. So, Liz, of course, our thoughts and prayers are still with Savannah and her family. The big question tonight, what does this mean for the investigation now?
Well, unfortunately, Tom, not much. Bottom line, this case is still unsolved. There's been no major break in this case, no new developments. The family, Savannah says they are still in agony, hoping for answers. They are still asking the public for help. And remember, there is still that $1 million reward they're offering for any information that leads to Nancy.
Can't imagine what they're still going through. All right, Liz, we thank you for that. We're going to turn now to the peace talks with Iran. Vice President J.D. Vance heading home following meetings with the Iranian regime, saying Iran has agreed to allow UN nuclear inspectors back in, and what he says has been worked out to keep the Strait of Hormuz open. Garrett Hake has the update.
Tonight, Vice President J.D. Vance returning to the U.S., touting a so-called roadmap for further peace talks with the Iranian regime.
This is laying a foundation for what could be a truly transformed Middle East, but we haven't built the house yet.
Saying Iran agreed to allow UN nuclear inspectors back into their country, and diplomatic mechanisms were created to ensure Iran will keep the Strait of Hormuz open.
We have an open strait, and we have a country that will never have a nuclear weapon.
The national average for gas dropping to $3.87 a gallon, and oil now down to $75 a barrel. And in a move that could net billions of dollars for the Iranian regime, for the next 60 days, the Trump administration will allow Iran to sell oil freely on the open market and take payment in dollars for the first time in decades. While President Trump saying if any Iranian funds are unfrozen in the future, Iran would have to buy American agriculture.
They're buying it exclusively from us. Corn, soybeans, should be a lot of money.
But the deal to stop the war and start these talks still sparking significant skepticism from key Trump allies and former officials.
Is the MOU problematic? Yeah. I'd rather try diplomacy than take it off the table.
Do you support this deal?
Well, look, I like the fact that we've extended the ceasefire. I like the fact that the strait is being opened up. There are many of the points that I have serious questions about and concerns about.
Garrett, as we're finally seeing as gas prices come down tonight, we're getting more positive developments in the Strait of Hormuz.
That's right, Tom. According to the tracking agency S&P Global, 15 tankers passed through the strait today. That's the most in a single day since the war began. We're still not anywhere near the pre-war numbers, but it does show that after some tense moments at this weekend's talks, the standoff in the strait, at least, appears to be thawing. Tom?
Garrett Hake at the White House for us. Garrett, thank you. There's a major shakeup in the UK, now set to have its 6th prime minister in just 7 years. Keir Starmer announcing he's stepping down after a revolt within his own party. Starmer has been under pressure over his handling of the economy and immigration. He will stay in office until a successor is chosen. Tonight, we're also remembering Alan Greenspan, one of the most influential forces over global financial markets ever. He's also the beloved husband of our colleague, Andrea Mitchell. He died at 100 years old from complications from Parkinson's. Kelly O'Donnell, now on his legacy.
His words moved markets and shaped a long season of American prosperity.
My job was, what do I worry about tomorrow?
Alan Greenspan served as chairman of the Federal Reserve for nearly 2 decades through 4 presidencies, nominated by President Reagan in 1987.
Today, it's my pleasure to welcome Alan Greenspan back to official service to his country.
Appointed again by a Democrat, President Bill Clinton.
During his tenure, he has inspired confidence, and for good reason.
And in 2005, honored with the Medal of Freedom by George W. Bush.
The era of Chairman Greenspan will always be known as one of phenomenal economic growth.
Greenspan said he intentionally made his public statements hard to interpret.
The housing market in the United States is quite heterogeneous.
Greenspan stands out in public life now for his willingness to admit mistakes. A housing bubble he did not foresee, opposition to certain regulations that hastened the financial crisis of 2008.
The crisis, however, has turned out to be much broader than anything I could have imagined.
Though he held a doctorate in economics, his early years were invested in music, studying clarinet and piano. He became a professional musician.
The most important economic decision that I made was to leave the music business.
The chairman was also a partner to Andrea Mitchell for more than 42 years, married since 1997, sharing their own irrational exuberance.
If the nation can balance its budget, so can Andrea.
Today, Andrea said he will be remembered for his brilliance and his kindness. Alan Greenspan, a century of life, a career of consequence. Kelly O'Donnell, NBC News, Washington.
And we are thinking about Andrea tonight. All right, when we return in 60 seconds, the dramatic Tesla crash caught on video. Was it in assisted driving mode when it crashed and killed a woman inside a house? The federal investigation just launched. Plus, the jet ski explosion caught on camera, a teenager sent flying. And Messi's magic, not 1 but 2 incredible goals, putting him in the World Cup record books. We'll explain. We're back with some wild video of a Tesla crashing into a home and killing a woman inside. The driver says the car was in assisted driving mode when it happened. Aaron Gilchrist on the investigation tonight.
Tonight, this fatal Tesla crash now the focus of a federal traffic safety investigation. A doorbell camera capturing the moments before a Tesla Model 3 slams into a home in Katy, Texas. Police say 76-year-old Martha Avila was standing in her front room when the accident happened.
That's where my mom was.
Avila flown to the hospital where she was pronounced dead.
This is how it came in.
Her family sharing videos from inside the home on Facebook showing the devastation left behind.
This is their room where they play and they do homework. Everything got damaged.
The driver, Michael Butler, told authorities he was using an automated driving assistance system, but it's not clear which specific feature was on.
We're still evaluating what caused that car to fail to control its speed just before this crash.
Tesla has not responded to our request for comment, but CEO Elon Musk posting on X that this makes no sense and that the system drives slowly through neighborhood streets. The Model 3 comes equipped with traffic-aware cruise control, which maintains a set driving speed and following distance. Drivers can also subscribe to full self-driving mode that has an automated stopping and turning feature. Both modes are intended for use by a fully attentive driver, according to Tesla's website. Butler has not been charged as the investigation continues. Aaron Gilchrist, NBC News.
When we return here on Nightly News, the tourists trying to outrun a volcano as it explodes right in front of them. That's next. Welcome back. As so many take to the lake this summer, intense video out of Texas. Take a look at this. A teenager going airborne after trying to get on a jet ski at a fuel pump. Witnesses heard a loud explosion and jumped in to help to rescue that teen. You see the jet ski there on fire. The rider is expected to be okay. The cause is still being investigated. And take a look at this video from Guatemala, a volcano erupting in real time as hikers were on top of it. It threw pieces of volcanic rock and lava at those tourists who probably got a little too close for comfort. As they tried to get away, it rained down on them. And Lionel Messi absolutely exploding at the World Cup, becoming the top scorer ever, getting a pass through the legs, look at that, of a teammate and burying it against Austria. And then with just seconds left in stoppage time, getting his own rebound and squeaking through goal number 18. He also has one of the longest scoring streaks in World Cup history, now at 6 games in a row. That's Nightly News for this Monday. I'm Tom Yamas. We thank you so much for watching. Tonight and always, we're here for you. Good night. We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.